So I'll walk real quickly through Geogebra. So you can see here is the actual opening page of Geogebra. It is free. So my recommendation is come up to the top right corner. If you don't have an account, come here and create an account. And when you click on it, and you click on your name, it goes to profile, which is also on the left hand side, and it's going to have all the files and activities that you create and ones that you pull into your account. So it's a great tool to have. It's free and it's a nice place to keep everything together. With the website itself, again, you got the home button that gets you to the front page. The news feed will show different things going on in GeoGebra as well as that you have created or have uploaded. The resources page, say that you're trying to create an activity later down the road for a class. You can actually come here, get some ideas, and you can actually download those activities and then modify them for your own specific needs. I do that quite a bit actually. And then at the bottom is the app downloads. So GeoGebra takes the program that it creates and it can put it into different formats. They all are the same program. They all will do the same things, just these different app versions determine what types of tools are available for you when you go to actually use the program. So the most comprehensive that has everything is the GeoGebra Classic 6. But if you feel like it gets a little bit overwhelming, you might want to try the geometry one or even graphing calculator, depending on what you need to do. So you have two options. You can download it so that it's on your computer and you can use it offline, or you can click the start button. If you click the start button, it opens it up as you see as a URL, and you can just keep a shortcut to that URL and it will always open up here into GeoGebra. And this is typically what happens when you do it. You see on the right, it gives you the different types of apps you could open it as. It gives you your input bar. I'm going to close that down. And then you have on the left-hand side the input options, and then all the different tools that are available. And there's quite a bit more here. But so you have the pointer tool, which that's when you want to click, drag, and move things around. You get the pointer tool. Next one over is the points, and if you click on it, you see there's all sorts of additional options. So one of the things here is you really got to get used to looking and clicking on each of these options and seeing what's underneath each of those options to figure out what you need. The next one is lines and line segments, as well as limiting them with like a specific length. Then you've got specific types of constructions you may want to do, like perpendicular and parallel lines. Then you can construct shapes, circles, your ellipse, hyperbola, parabola, different conics. Then you get into angles and distance measurements. Then you get to your transformations, some other special features that can be helpful in GeoGebra, and then the ability to move, zoom in, zoom out, hide and show items. So really a part of it is just getting in here, clicking on the buttons and just playing with it to get used to it. For example, say that I go to segment. So if you look at the very bottom, it says segment, select 2 points or positions. It tells me what to do when I click on it. That's a nice feature. So it tells me click 2 points. So I click, I drag, and I click. Now I have a segment. And you can see it labels it by the points as well as gives the segment its own name and gives me a length for that segment. Now with the view over here, I can change it. One thing I'll sometimes do is I'll change this from just as things are created. Instead, I may find it to separate it by object type. So all my points are in one group, all my segments are in another. Just a helpful thing for me. Now say that you don't want everything to be labeled. I can come over here to the triple bars and go into my settings, and I can change how many decimal places, how things are labeled, the font size. So if it's too small, I can make it larger. But the labeling, I could say just new objects or just new points. Or maybe I don't want anything labeled. Depends on what I want. I'll do new points only. Now say I want to get rid of that little F. I can right click and I can then change that to show label. And say, you see it's just the label when it disappeared, because if I clicked and pushed delete, it completely goes away. And I don't want that segment to go away. Now say I did want to keep the segment but hide it, I can click on the little circle The segment still exists, you just can't see it. So there's lots of little options like that. It's just going to take time for you to play with to get used to how GeoGebra works.